where would you like to start about relationships?
Why don't we start with the most important one, myself and hubby?
Where do you want to go with it?
I'd like to perhaps talk about some of the changes that have gone on. We've been together 10 years, and I just feel like there's a lot of differences going on, and I think because of the things that I'm doing to take better care of myself, I'm starting to sort of, what's the word? Not really ignore, but sort of kind of let it roll off my back, whereas before I would be a little bit more reactive.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just don't, I kind of just hear it, take a deep breath, and just smile and kind of go to the next thing.
Well, it's actually a sign of you growing.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you first got into the relationship, it was all about your caretaking.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing about that is, that was you culturally, and even though he's from a different culture than you are, that was part of his culture of you taking care of him,
Mm-hmm.
not him taking care of you.
Mm-hmm.
And that, it would almost seem that was good for maybe up to 5 or 6 years, and then it began to change slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Because it became exhausting for you energy-wise. It became
Mm-hmm.
exhausting or almost dragging you down.
Mm-hmm.
So you began to look at it, and he's not really open to changing.
Mm-hmm.
Very much culturally a male from the culture he comes from,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the head of the household, so to speak.
Yes, that makes sense. Absolutely.
And they're the king and the lord, and it's not that nobody else matters, it just has to matter in order, if that makes sense. It's really on his side, there's a lack of self-love on his side, because he can be very cutting.
Mm-hmm.
And he will talk without, which is the defense, he will talk without thinking. And that's not always a good thing to do, because he pushes away people because of that,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's you. How you deal with it, that's entirely up to you, but it sounds like you've already found a space in you, maybe to accept the fact that's not who you are. You are definitely not who he says you are,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of how he might bring you down a peg or two.
Mm-hmm.
Your accomplishments are threatening to him. At first they were not. He admired him. But now the more, you see, we show ourselves in relationships, the longer we're in them, we really show who we are, okay?
Yes.
And we're supposed to be there to help each other, and we do, we help each other grow, but oftentimes it gets to where anything that's not healed is going to come up to the top.
Okay.
And the problem with him, he made some absolute decisions about how he's going to relate to women, who women are, and where their place is. Some of that is by role modeling, some of the absolute decisions. Well, I'm never going to do that again because she didn't appreciate it enough, or she didn't do this for me, or that for me. He's not the only one that does that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot do that.
Mm-hmm.
So they try to go and hurt the one that is what they perceive as a threat. You're probably, I would say, more educated than him, more accomplished.
Maybe.
Well, a lot of males have problems with that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of males they make decisions around that. They have problems with women being more educated than them, or maybe being able to handle things better.